Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Ashley Davis along with Trent Haston from the Roby family of companies. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's Andrew, R-O-B-Y.com. Or you can always find us on the WBT.com homepage. Trent, before the break, we talked a little bit about that dreaded holiday honeydew list. You've got people coming in. It's the holiday season. You're going to have family in the house. There's some things you want to get done. You're running out of time. Now we're joined by David Dovell. David, you also have a show here on WBT on Saturday mornings. Really focuses on kind of DIY, getting things done around the house. So we kind of have that in common. And Trent, it's great to have David on today to talk about how we can accomplish those things, either whether you're doing them by yourself or you're bringing in somebody to help you.
Yeah, welcome to the show, David. How you doing, buddy?
Great, man. Thanks for having me in. I appreciate it.
It's nice to see you. David and I are good friends, and David's a good friend with so many of our associates and leaders at the Roby family of companies. I've been on David's show a couple times. I know Patrick with Roby Electric has been on your show, and y'all help each other out. It's really cool. We take a lot of pride in the fact that we're allies, and I talk a lot about how what NARI has taught me over the years from when I was 22 and up to now 15 years later is you got to be allies with people in your industry. You're only as strong as your industry is and as your allies are. And I take a lot of pride that David is our ally. I take a lot of pride. I brag a lot openly about his show and what they do for the community, him and John. But David, welcome, and give us a rundown. You don't only do the radio show. You have a business. You're selling products. What's going on with you, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, thanks for having me on, and congratulations on the show. I don't think you can have enough home improvement information out there because that's people's biggest investment. So, we do have to protect it. But, yeah, you're right. We've been on for 21 years on WBT, Home Improvement with John and Dave. And it's a good thing because it's we're here to help. That's what we do. We kind of help decipher the honeydew list and try to help folks or the listeners decide what they can do and when they should call someone. So it's pretty important to be able to break that out and know what your limits are, and a lot of times you can do that through just some of the questioning. But other than that, I've been in business for 30 years at David Dovell Company, and hard to believe in August that had happened. And as I tell people, same name, same address, same post office box, same phone number, same bank account. So not much has changed.
A fat bank account.
No, it's not that, man. I used to have a lot of people working for me, and I scaled it back down, and I'm small where I like it, where it's manageable. But I juggle a lot. So with the radio show and the website that we have, and then we also do a podcast for pros. It's through Pro Construction Magazine. It's pretty cool. It's geared towards the pros, but homeowners can listen to it as well because it gives them a little insight into what businesses in the construction field are doing, what they're trying to do to hone their skills or become better at what they do. So that's good. And I know you wanted me to talk about this product, so I will talk about it. It's called Silka Grate. It's called silkasystem.com. This is a product you can install on top of a wood frame for your deck and then put stone on top. This eliminates the staining, the composite, the hot foot. I don't know if you've ever been on a composite deck in the summertime barefooted. You won't do it but once.
You call that hot foot?
Hot foot.
That's when you go buy flip-flops.
That's it. Or get the hose out and cool the deck off, right? But so that's what we do. It's all good. And we appreciate you letting us come on.
So this product, you were telling me about it before we came on the show. You just screw it down, and it allows you to really transform your deck into a brand new stone patio.
It is. So you could put pavers, brick pavers, concrete pavers, bluestone, travertine. That's a lot of what folks are using are the 1.25 inch travertine. So it's pretty neat. We call it a great value. Of course, it does come with a price tag, but you only have to do it once. So there's where the value's at, the way we see it.
So, David, since you're Mr. Honeydew Handyman, give us some trends and some tips for our listeners coming into the holiday season, how do they get their home ready for the holidays? What's some wise honeydew items to get done?
Well, probably starting about a month ago.
You're late.
That's usually what it is. I think the biggest thing that we see are painting, flooring, the simple things like that. Maybe a front door, and maybe sometimes just sprucing it up. But remember, when you get into this time of year, it's everybody's looking to do the same thing. They have company coming, they have guests coming. So you really have to plan out a little bit ahead of time. But those are the biggest things, I think, are flooring and painting are what you're going to see the most. People want to get that done, and we wait all year, and here we go.
So is changing your front door a do-it-yourself project?
We try to put that on a scale of 1 to 10. We normally like to hear people out and ask them a few questions, and we can kind of decide after 21 years. We kind of know who's capable and who's probably not. So you need to know which end of the hammer to hold, right? And it's not to be smart, but why spend money on and go out and buy a really nice door and then hack it up and then have to call somebody and you have to pay it all over
You're
again.
exactly. It's not only that, but by the way, folks, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Ashley Davis along with Trent Haston. We're joined by David Dovell. He's with David Dovell Construction. He's got a show on Saturday morning here on WBT, Home Improvement with John and Dave. So, Dave, it's not only buying or getting the door and then maybe messing it up. It's the amount of time you're going to put into doing that thing that you don't really know what you're doing. You're sometimes better off saving your time and letting somebody else do it for you.
Absolutely. Everybody has to put a value on their time. What is your time worth? And not only that, when you want to put it in, do you know all the proper techniques? Do you know the codes, or do you know how to flash it? Do you know which type of caulk to use? It goes right on down the line. And it could become very expensive, way more expensive than it has to be if you try it yourself.
We call that time opportunity cost. Get out your pen and write that down. Do a little research on opportunity cost. That is the money you can make doing what you're good at so that you can pay somebody to change your door out and not hack it up.
All right, I got
correct?
a great idea. I think at andrewroby.com, we need to put a little calculator, opportunity cost calculator, so when people are deciding where they're going to do one of these jobs.
The thing is, if people are like me, they think they're worth like 5 times more per hour than they really are. So it'll have to have a deducer by 5 multiples. No. But, David, one thing we like to talk about on every show on here, and one thing we really stand behind is charity and giving back and helping people. And I know you – I just know this from knowing you, but you have a big heart for youth. You have a big heart for helping people. Talk a little bit about how you like to give back to the community and what you do.
Well, we've been involved with several things through the year, and we just try to keep our finger on the pulse. We can't get involved in as deep as we want because we're pulled in so many different directions with what we already have on our plates. But my wife Gina is involved in higher education or trade education for youth. And we've been through CPC and have talked with these folks about where is our next workforce coming from. This is a huge deal. And I know NARI at a national level is also involved in this. I am the education chair. I have been for the last couple of years. Probably haven't done as good a job as I need to, but like you said, we're pulled in so many directions. You've been on the board many times. We speak a lot about this. We talk about this through the skills program, Skills USA. We've got some friends in NARI that are deeply involved in that. This gets the folks back out there understanding that it's okay to have your kids go to a trade school and learn these things versus a college. Not everybody is college material,
right?
And that's the biggest thing that we try to get people to understand. There's nothing wrong with what we do for a living. It's just a great experience.
Well, nothing drives me more crazy than seeing somebody go to school for 10, 12 years, get out of school in their early 30s, and they're making a good salary. They go buy 2 BMWs and a $500,000 house, and they have $400,000, $300,000 in student loans, and they never get ahead.
Right.
My dad would not let me have a car payment when I was 16 to 20 because he said if I did, I would never get on top of that.
Yeah.
And that's what
Smart man.
I think blue collar wise, that's what we can teach these kids.
Well, you listen right here on WBT at 7 o'clock on Monday through Friday. Who do you have on there but Dave Ramsey?
Absolutely.
Debt-free's the
Yep.
way to be, man.
It's good stuff. Absolutely. Dave, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. How about a quick plug for you?
Yeah, join us Saturday mornings from 8 until 10 on WBT. It's Home Improvement with John and Dave.
There you go. All right, you're listening to the At Home with Roby show. When we come back, we're going to have another David with us, David McGuire from the Andrew Roby family of companies. We're going to continue this conversation about your holiday honey-do list. Stay with us. We'll be right back.